Moshe says to Paro, Korma Hashem kachotzos halaylo, and Yotzei b'tok Mitzrayim. He speaks the name of Hashem, the name of God, and he says, about midnight, God will come out in the midst of Egypt, and he will kill all the firstborn. So Rashi cites the Gemara Brachos. He should have said, and Hashem did say, Bachatzos halayla, exactly at midnight. So why did Moshe Rabbeinu say, Kachatzos halayla, about midnight? Especially, there's no question by God. God knows exactly the exact moment of midnight. So he cites the Gemara. Shoma Moshe kachatzos the mashma somachlo or lefonov olachro. About midnight means it's either slightly before, slightly after. Lo oma bachatzos shem yitu it's tagnini paro. Because maybe the stargazers of Paro will mistakenly miscalculate the time. V'yomru Moshe badoyu. Moshe is a liar. God knows exactly what it is, he said, exactly at midnight. But Moshe was concerned that since the stargazers, astrologers of Egypt, they may be off slightly, and they'll say it happened a moment before, it happened a moment afterwards. They'll say Moshe was a liar. He's put it over on us. Therefore, Moshe said in an ambiguous context that you shouldn't be able to accuse him of this. We're talking about 9 of the 10 plagues happening exactly as he said they would happen. Exactly. The firstborn are going to be killed. But it was off a fraction of a nanosecond before or afterwards. Moshe, you're a liar. Doesn't make any sense, seemingly. I mean, it sounds absurd. It's clear. Moshe is the agent of God. But yet, he understood he had to say it in a context where it's ambiguous, because otherwise they'll accuse him of being a liar. How do we even relate to this? The Rambam writes, now it's interesting, throughout the Makos, continues to say, they will see Ki'ein Hashem, Kein Kamod B'soch Oretz. Each revealed miracle, plague, revealed another dimension of God. And it kept intensifying, increasing, their level of understanding. Ani Hashem bekerev oretz, I'm God in the midst of the land. There's nobody who's the equivalent of me. Continuously, this is what the plagues display and show. Yet the Rambam says in the laws of Yisodei HaTorah, the fundamentals of Torah, that a person's belief, which is based on miracle, ain't believable of dofi. He only has its fickle belief. Why? Well, somebody could come and say that what Moshe Rabbeinu had done was not the hand of Hashem, but was rather witchcraft. And Moshe was a greater sorcerer than all the Egyptians. And he misled them all. Therefore, what's the basis for our belief? The basis of our belief is that God spoke to every Jew at Sinai, and that's how we know, and this is the foundation for the authenticity of Torah. It's not because we know Moshe is God's spokesman because of the miracles he performed, but rather we heard Hashem saying to Moshe, Moshe, go tell them such and such, such and such. That's how we know Moshe is God's spokesman. So once he was established by God in our presence, we know his word is the word of Hashem. So meaning, if everything is accurate, at the moment, ain't kamon b'chol haaretz. There's nobody like me in the land. There's nobody like me in the midst of the land. But after you reflect on it, maybe we're too hasty. We pass judgment too quickly. Maybe Moshe really is a sorcerer, and he pulled the wool over our eyes. He misled us, and he's a charlatan. If Moshe at this moment would in any way seem to be misleading them, what would they say? This confirms he's a sorcerer. As the Rambam himself says, the foundation for the authenticity of Torah cannot be based on miracles. Because it can always be questioned and you can be skeptical. Maybe not. Maybe Moshe was a sorcerer, was a machashev. Therefore we had to hear it directly from God, that Moshe was chosen to be a spokesman. If the Stagnine Mitzrayim, if the stargazers of Egypt would have seen anything, even though it's off as much as a nanosecond, it doesn't make a difference. It happened. Of course it happened. You know what happened? Because Moshe was a sorcerer. He was a greater sorcerer than all the Egyptians combined. But factually, what has to be the end of the day? What has to be at the end of the day is they have to believe that this is God. What they'll say later is irrelevant. But at this moment, what does God want? How should he be depicted? How should he be understood? That every action is the action of God. But if Moshe himself would have presented in a way, although it's attributed to the miscalculation of the stargazers, this undermines what's trying to be accomplished. Therefore, Moshe spoke in the ambiguous context that you shouldn't accuse him of being a liar and a charlatan.